Okay. All right, guys, so we're going to be talking about our new wave for wellness profiles, starting to call it something more like a results roadmap, which makes more sense for the customer. This is something that is definitely a game changer because have any of you guys ever had maybe a majority in anyone's time period of experience, a majority of people responding with maybe someone saying it's too expensive, or they're already using a protein, or they just, I don't know, like they're not spending money on anything right now. So they, or they have a trainer, things like that, right? Has anyone had that? Okay, awesome. So in order to really completely this is going to help you so that a customer won't even think of those questions. If you're providing a lot of value, that doesn't even come up in their head. They're thinking about the value that we're talking about, not the price, right? And so if you guys want to take notes, this can change the game for you from having conversations that are getting a lot of pushback and no one's starting, to having maybe 70% to 90% of your people actually starting on full programs, okay? So here's how it goes. In an invitation to a results conversation, we typically do it through the challenge, and it can be a specific challenge that your club is running, or it could just be a challenge for themselves. 30 days for them to be focused on their results, right? And depending on your time and their time, find about 20 minutes that you can get on the phone with them, like a video call, or in person if they are local to your area. In person makes a big difference, okay? If it is an option to sample, always sample. Meaning if it's an option for them to come into person to the club, wherever you are, to actually drink the shake, do that first instead of just going to a Starbucks somewhere, okay? If it's not an option, I still have a lot of clients I get on the phone with, FaceTime with, all over the world, so it's totally okay. Just know that if they're local, it'll help you to get them the product in their mouth first, okay? So here's how the conversation can go. Okay, a few tips before you start. Number one, be interested, not interesting. This is a time for you to really listen to where they are, not a time for you to dump all the information you know. All right? When you're interested in someone, something happens for them. One, most people don't have someone who listens to them. If you can be that person for them, they're connected right away. Okay? Number two, when you're listening, they're going to tell you everything they need, and that's what you talk to. You don't talk to what you want to talk to. You talk to what they're sharing to you, okay? Say if they're sharing that they have a busy schedule and they work nights and they need something to eat quick at work, you're talking to that versus you only listening to they want to lose weight and you're telling them things to do during the day when they're in their mind sleeping, all right? That's a very, very direct example. Obviously, no one's not listening that much, but it's important to listen to what they're saying, not listen to speak. Once you learn that distinction, it's going to change the game for you because you're actually listening to what they're saying, not listening to say something. And I'm repeating that 3 times because it's really important. Okay? And then number 2, you're there to share value and genuinely help them get results. If you're going in there thinking about, oh my God, I'm going to make $100 profit, it comes off energetically and they're going to push back. Okay? So whatever you need to do to feel good about helping them get results, something that helps me is just remembering my results. Right? And remembering how much it's changed my life. And I want people to feel the way that I felt on my results. Okay? Easy way to feel gratitude right away. All right? Something simple you can do. And then here's the flow. And you guys have heard this And I think it's important that now that you've heard it, like it's important that we actually do it versus trying to rush into the sale, all right? First thing, ask them what their goals are. You guys want to be writing this down, okay? So ask them what their goals are, okay? Let them share their goals. They say something like very fluffy, like, oh, I want to get toned. Like ask them to maybe specify what that means for them. Is there a specific size they want to be? Is there a specific weight they want to reach, something like that, right? Let them share and then ask why. Like, what does it mean for them to reach that goal? This is the part we really want to listen, because they're sharing with us like the key to their heart, literally. They're sharing with us that for some people they want the energy to play with their kids. Like they're sharing like to get life back into themselves and what that means for them. This piece is crucial. If you don't get this piece, you're going for the sale. If you get this piece, you're helping someone change their life and get results. All right. And that's what we're about. Okay. So ask them why. And then we want to start. Okay. So this piece is going to be I just let them know I'm going to ask you what you're doing right now and then provide a few suggestions on how we can help bridge that gap and help you lose that 20 pounds. Always reiterate what their goal is. Okay. Okay. This is okay. So this is something that I think we can all like improve on. So if you don't have 30 new clients every month, this is something we can all work on, right? So we ask them to go through their day. First, I ask them how many times that they eat throughout their day. And then, share their meals throughout the day, how much water they're drinking, if and how many times a week they're working out, and how much money that they spend on food every day. So I just ask them, so let's look at yesterday. How many times did you eat out? Did you go get Starbucks? Like what that is, and per day, and write it down. That gives us an idea of how much money that they're spending out, whether they tell you what their budget is or not, like that's what their budget is, okay? And we can help them save money. I used to spend like $15 a day just on coffee, not eating any food. And my first response to when Jerry did my wellness profile was that I'm not eating out. Until he asked me, do you get coffee? And then I said, oh yeah, I spent like $15 on coffee. So it's important we kind of find this answer. Then I go through some value for them, okay? So I just tell them like, hey, I'm just going to go over some underlying ideas about nutrition that can help you shift your schedule, okay? If anyone has a specific diet plan that they're already following, like keto or intermittent fasting, do not ever knock down on what they're doing. Do not make them feel bad. This is no judgment zone. Just ask them how they feel doing it and if it's something they want to continue doing. If it is something that they like and they want to continue, it's okay. We can actually use our program with whatever they're doing. So no need to ever say what you're doing is wrong, okay? Does that make sense, guys? Because this happens all the time, and we never want to make someone feel bad for what they're doing. They're automatically going to leave, okay? When Herbalife Nutrition is nutrition, it helps with any type of person, any type of eating schedule, habits, anything, okay? So if someone says a specific diet plan like intermittent fasting or keto, these things change that I'm about to share because they're already following a diet plan, okay? For the mass population isn't following anything right now. So this is what I share. The first thing we want to focus on is nutrient timing, okay? So the first piece about that is having breakfast within 30 minutes of waking up. Right? As we're sleeping, our blood sugar, nutrient levels, energy goes down. So we want to help refuel your body with something highly nutritious right away in the morning. All right? Breakfast shake right there. And I share with them that that can boost your metabolism right away in the morning. And then eating every 2 to 3 hours can help keep your metabolism burning throughout the day when you're eating healthy things. Okay? Sometimes I give a visual, like Jay used to use this all the time, but it's when you start a fire, it's like your breakfast, right? You're igniting the fire. The fire is your metabolism. What happens to a fire if you do nothing? It dies out, right? So you need to throw a log in there. It makes so much sense to people. 100% of the people were like, oh yeah, I get it. And they actually understand, right? Eating every 2 to 3 hours is like throwing a log into the fire. Number 2, make sure you're getting enough nutrients in your body, okay? Micronutrients, all of your vitamins, macronutrients, your carbohydrates, fats, and protein. The most commonly missed nutrient is protein, okay? And so on our Herbalife website, on your Go Herbalife website you all have, there is a wellness profile on it, right? And it generates what someone's protein factor is. Just use that for now. I know we're getting rid of the body fat machine. We're going to be getting another one, like a Tanita or something. So, but it's based on their height and weight and muscle content, right? So it's a specific number. And if you don't know how to calculate this yourself, that means that you should still be doing these conversations with your coach, okay? The third piece is that you're staying within your caloric ceiling, all right? So there's this window. If you eat too little, your body is in starvation mode and it starts to store everything as fat, okay? If you eat too much throughout your day, just like anything, you're putting on weight. So there's a sweet spot in the middle to help you actually burn fat. I'm doing this piece slow because this is the value we're providing. If they don't start on their program, but they learn these things, you provided value. And when they're ready to start on their program, they're going to come back to you because you provided value. Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. And then last of all, we go through their day. Fitting in the Herbalife nutrition products. Remember, guys, they already shared with you all of their problems, right? If there's digestive issues, if there's energy that they want to focus on, if it's weight loss they want to focus on, if it's muscle gain, they already showed that to you, okay? So based on what they've said, we're going to put into their day. We're just going to do this for someone who wants to lose, say, like 35 pounds, okay? So it's going to be a body fat loss program, right? Wake and shake, say they wake up at 7 o'clock, wake and shake by 7:30. By 10 o'clock, they're having a snack, right? We have a list of snacks. We have a whole meal plan and a whole printout. You guys all have it. By 12:31, they're having lunch. You can ask them, do they like to sit down for lunch or dinner? Or if they're busier during one of them. Most of the time, they like to sit down for like lunch, and they go to the gym in the evening, so they want something quick, okay? So if they sit down for lunch, we want to have something balanced. So we want to have this much protein, this much carbohydrates, and this much vegetables. This is protein. Okay. This is veggies, okay? So that's just kind of how you break down a meal. See how we haven't talked only about the products and we haven't been like, you need this Herbalife stuff. I didn't say that once. They will not start because they're going to say, how much does it cost? And then they're going to say no because there's no value, right? When you're talking about their day, you're giving value and you're putting it into their day because it's around what they said. They said they're busy in the morning. This is quick. If they said they can't sit down for lunch, have a shake. They said they go to the gym in the evening, have it right after that. Like we're molding to them. You're not asking them to change their life to fit into an Herbalife schedule, okay? At a price. No. You're giving them value. And they see the value, then they start, okay? And then you keep going throughout their day. And then you ask them, does this look like something that you are able to do or you're willing to work towards? If they say no, they're not ready mentally for a program. Like they're just not.
Can you repeat that?
Okay. After that, I say, does this look like something that you can do or are willing to work up to doing. I never make someone their day one of their program have to eat 6 times a day and put all of their stuff. Like, we're human. Let us grow into it. It took us 30 years to get into a shit habit. Let us have a little bit, at least a week to get a good habit, right? So, and I always make it a joke. Like, I'm not asking you to go 0 to 100 real quick, like Drake, right? They usually laugh. Like, we're in a conversation. This is relationship building time too, okay? And then when they say yes, and I say, okay, awesome. So the program that I've written out for you is about $8 a day for 30 days. Okay? That's less than you're spending already. Jay was spending $30 a day. He actually started with Prolesa because he was spending so much. He was willing to buy more, right? So then I break it down. So we're going to have the 2 smoothies. Like, what flavors do you like? We're going to have a tea, an aloe for your digestive health and energy, and then we're going to have cellulose to help detox unnecessary water weight.
Most of them tried all these products at the club.
Mm-hmm. Most of the people have already tried 4 out of 5 products at the club, right? If they're sampling, that's why I say sampling is key if they're local. If they're not, no problem.
Explain sampling, because they're buying something.
Yeah. So sampling. Okay. So I had this guy, Michael, that he was one of my Instagram messages, just telling him like, hey, like, we've opened, you should come, the message that we've all seen before. And then he said, great, I'd love to come in. And then he saw our Instagram stories sharing results. And he messaged us saying, yo, like, what are these posts, like pics that you're posting? Like, I want to be one of those pics in your story. And so I was like, okay, no problem. Let's come down, like sit down at Rise Up. He tried a tea and a shake. He freaking loved it. Like, he was like, this is not healthy. Are you lying to me? And that, I had him at that, literally. He did that first, and then I went through this part, okay? Completely, like, that was the first time I ever met him, right? And he started.
What program did that?
He got the exact program I just shared. 2 shakes a day with the protein plus tea, aloe, and cellulose.
How much profit did you make?
I made $107. I don't know if people can hear Jay's questions, but he's asking questions. Okay. Huh? Okay. So when I wrap it up that way, I end with, so for this program, all you're paying for is the actual products, right? We provide a lot of extra value for free because I know when you're investing in your health, you're committed to getting results. So I'm willing to put a lot of extra things for free. So you'll get a meal plan, our community, like our group chat. You'll get the workouts and everything on your website, the Go Herbalife website. You'll get like one-on-one coaching with me, and like anything you need, like we're right there, and mindset. Right? So, and then, we're going to start our calls again too. So that'll be something we can mention. But I end with the value that we're providing for free. I don't think you guys get how much, like, their fucking personal trainer is not doing any of this stuff. Right? And if you need to break it down for them that, hey, like, if you're spending time with this one person for an hour and you're not getting the results, you have to change something, and it might be what you're eating. So try this out. Okay? And we provide so much value for free that it's like a no-brainer. Does that make sense, guys? Providing so much value that people focus on the value, because this is exactly what we talked about a few weeks ago when we were talking about why there was only 4 of us coaches on one of the Sunday client calls. And I was upset because we're providing so much value for free that our clients weren't taking advantage of it. But in these conversations, we need to mention these things so they take advantage of it. Sometimes I literally say to them, like, I'm here to help you get results, but it's important that you take one step towards me and stay committed to yourself, and I'll take 2 steps forward towards you to help coach you, to help guide you. Amanda, that's why you got results. It wasn't because we coached you. It's because you showed up every day and we coached you, right? It's you. It wasn't us. It was you and then us. Does that make sense? So we're looking to have these conversations so we can empower people to act in this way. Because if they're saying they want results, it's important they're actually doing something to get results. And if someone's like on the fence or like iffy, I even tell them like, listen, like I want you to be committed, because the last thing I want is for you to purchase something and it to be sitting in your shelf, like the shelves. Mindset is the difference between having the tools and having the tools and actually doing something with the tools. There are plenty of times I've had to have these conversations, and it's important, if you don't know these conversations yet, that you're doing these results roadmap conversations with your coach, because you're going to learn it. This is how you learn it, is having the conversations with it. Because it's not a cookie cutter conversation. It's each person is different, right?
No script.
Yeah, there's no script. We have that outline, but like it's so important that we're there listening to the person. Okay. Does anyone have any questions?
What happened after Michael got started? What did he talk about?
You can just come off mute and share what you're referring to. I don't want to guess.
All right. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but basically she got done with the wellness profile. I was behind the bar talking to him, and he said, "Oh, I'm excited to get started on this for a week and see how I like it. And then I'm going to refer my brother because I know he's looking for something simple like this versus trying to kill himself in the gym." That's a referral right there that you get to follow up. Free lead.
Very true. Good point, Jay. Because he knows how much value we were saying. He was like, my brother can totally do this. He was like looking at the wall and he was like, I'm going to be on that wall. It was so cool. And his girlfriend is a personal trainer and is a physical therapist. So he has access to workouts. Lots of it, right? But he was not getting any results. He needs nutrition. And he saw the value we're providing and is excited to get started, okay? So did that help? Does anyone else have any questions?
Can you just repeat like the
Wait, Amanda, are you sharing? We can't hear you.
I can hear.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, go ahead.
Can you hear?
Yeah, sorry, my volume was
Okay.
off.
No, it's okay. I was gonna say the things that we like offer for free. What is it? So it's like the nutrition programming and then like the mindset. I missed some of the things you said in my taking notes.
Yeah, no problem. Jay is going to send a picture of all the things, so it'll be easy.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, great question. So Yash, he asked a question in the chat. I'm going to post the link for this in the Get to Supervisor so you can watch it again. And then the more calls that we can get on, like the only reason I learned is because Jerry did 15 calls with me. The only reason Jay learned is because I did 15 calls with him. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's how we all, like even Joe, she did 15 in 2 weeks and made $1,700 in her first 2 weeks, 13 days.
And then, can I ask another question?
Yeah,
in terms of the challenge that's coming up, a lot of the people that I've been like in contact with are not local to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So how are they able to join our challenge, but they're like, don't want to be in the chat, like the local Chicago chat?
Yeah, we do have a Facebook group for that purpose too, where like the Reading group is in there. We have LA clients in there. Bria has like Texas clients in there. But it's important. I think I can speak to myself too, but it's important that we're also providing value in there. So we're responding to clients' posts. We're, adding our pictures in there. So we can totally add you, Amanda, but it's just important that if you're in there, you're also providing value. So just post.
Okay. Yeah, no, thank you.
Hey, Mira, just to clarify, are you guys saying that you guys created your own Facebook for Chicago folks?
We don't have a Facebook group. We have a Telegram group that I think we've had it for a while, but it's just for posting when we do the workouts locally here. Does it make sense for everyone else?
Gotcha.
When we go studio hopping and stuff, yeah. So
are you guys actually adding your clients to the Facebook chat? Because I feel like it's just Reading folks that are being added. But I see you guys are growing, but yet I don't see you guys adding clients, except for I saw like Bria and her downline, but I haven't seen like any of you and Jay's for months.
Because right now they're just in the chat for the Rise Up group to be, so they can see all the studio hopping and stuff.
All our LA clients totally.
All of our other clients are already in there. We just haven't recently gotten new clients outside of our little pocket in Chicago.
Got it. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. I actually just got one, so I'm going to add her to there. But yeah. So Amanda, that would be great for like any people from Maryland, or even like your coworkers who aren't here. We can totally like revive like the value in there. Cool. Any other questions? All right.
And then also, before we get off, anybody that does not live in Lakeview that, you know, might have a hard time coming when we do have workouts, they get to Facebook. They don't go on Telegram from on my end, Amanda, if that helps. So if someone lives in like Oak Park or anything, if that's clear.
Cool. All right, guys. So this month is October LDW. Super excited. Coast to coast. Amazing leadership speakers. It's going to be freaking incredible. If you have not yet qualified, we still have time. You can totally do it. For everyone else who is qualified, make sure you purchase your ticket so that it's not sold out, because these things do sell out. And so you don't want to show up there and not be able to have your ticket. This event is something that as leaders, we're all leaders on here, we choose to be. It's important that we go in with the intention, like this is our fourth quarter of the year. This is where our whole 2020 is launched from our mindset in this month and the action we do, right? So when we're going into this event, just know like there's still time to take someone with you. Like there's still time to get your new leader. Like have that possibility open in your mind, and it'll show up for you. Like if Joe can hit supervisor in 13 days, someone else can do it in 10 days. Like it's possible. So just know that if you're a leader on this call and don't yet have someone going with you, let's open up the possibility so that happens. All right. This I'll post the recording for this, and then we'll see everybody in the chat. Bye.